My name is Dominic Ramirez, and I was just going to go over the topic of topic profiles. That sounds redundant, but, but yeah, I was going to talk about how to use topic profiles in Social Studio. And if you have any questions, I got the chat box open, so feel free to drop a question in there. This one, Social Studio office hours, I like to make it a little bit more open-ended and kind of free form, so you can just bring your questions and I'll answer them. So anyway, let's get started. Just so you know, I'm recording this. And like I said, if you want to just drop a question in the chat, feel free to do that. All right, so topic profiles. In order to create a topic profile, the first thing you need to do is go to your little profile icon. I have a picture here for mine, but yours might be a just like a silhouette of a person. And so you click on that, and it should have a little drop-down thing here, and you have to click on Admin. Now I'm going to control-click it so I can open it in a separate tab. And this is going to take us to our admin section on Social Studio. And so you see in here you have topic profiles. Now, we already have a bunch of topic profiles in here because people are building them. And EMV up here, Echo Mike Victor, that stands for estimated monthly value or estimated monthly views or something like that. But it's kind of it's a depiction of how many results you're going to get in your topic profile. So notice EMV for this one, Veterans Health Indiana, is 100. So it's like you're going to find 100 social media posts that match the requirements in this topic profile. Whereas there's some topic profiles that have a lot more responses, like this, COVID-19 HQ. Well, that one's bringing in almost 2 million posts. And apparently there's somebody in here that has a lot more than that. Sean Linehan has one. It's called New Topic Profile, and it has 2.3 million. Let's see, 4 million, Suicide, Indianapolis. Vern Minton, I need to talk to him about that one. It's very broad. There's no way you can comb through 4 million posts on your own. But you get the idea. There's Business 16 Task over here, 845,000. So there's a lot of topic profiles in here. But the question here is, what is a topic profile? Because we haven't really gone into that yet. So I'll show you what Vern Minton here has. It's got Suicide Indianapolis. And in here, Suicide Indianapolis, there's keywords. So notice it says keyword group 1. If you click on it, you'll see what keywords he used. Indiana, suicide. Well, that's a very broad results. Like, you're going to get a lot of results to that. So right here, contain keywords. It doesn't necessarily have to have both of these keywords either. It needs to have either or. So this is probably an indication that he didn't understand exactly how to set these up, because everything in this particular section that contains keywords, these are like or statements, contains Indiana or suicide or something or something. So it could be any one of those or all of them. So, but if you really want to narrow it down, you could say suicide and Indiana or suicide and veteran. And that will really narrow down the results in your keyword group, in your topic profile. So the topic profile is generally, it's a way to kind of scour the social web to find posts related to a particular topic. And the way you decide what that topic is by the way you define what that topic is by providing keywords and arranging them with various and statements and exclusion statements. Like if you want to, if you get, so let's see, we had one VAMC that had a name. I think it was Raudabush. Or something like that. And they wanted to find all the tweets that used the term Raudabush. I don't know how to pronounce it right, but in it. But it was returning sports teams and stuff. So one of the things that we ended up excluding was football, and then varsity, and then like high school and stuff like that, because it's obviously not applicable. So that you can start getting stuff out of your feed, and it really helps you tailor to just pulling in the stuff you're looking for. And so one of the reasons that you might want to do something like this, which as I was describing earlier, is, so let's say you wanted to create a feed that had all the content of people talking about your medical center. I don't know what Bay Pines, right? That was one of them that's on, I think, Bay Pines. I don't know. One of you I thought was Bay Pines. Yeah, okay, good. I'm not just making up things right now. Well, you could technically put a keyword in here for Bay Pines, or you could put Bay Pines and veteran, or Bay Pines and Veterans Affairs, or Bay Pines and Medical Center. Or if you guys, some medical centers are named after certain people, maybe you want to put that name in there, but you don't want to have every single post that has that name in it. Maybe you want to tailor it so that it has veteran or something like that. So it's like Debaki, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think is it Thomas Michael? I don't know. Anyway, you could pick a name and put it in here as a keyword, and then it also put an and statement, also has to have veteran, and then that may be, or Veterans Affairs, and that'll start returning results. So actually, we could try to create one for Bay Pines. Let's see if we can add a new one. Let's call it Bay Pines. BAYPINES. And does your medical center have any special names, or is it just Bay Pines?
No, it's still up Bay Pines. It's the VA Medical Health Center.
Okay. And so Bay Pines, I would type in Bay Pines and hit enter. And then let's say I wanted it to also include the word veteran. Enter. So this is Bay Pines and veteran. And so now you click create the keyword group. You can name this keyword group by clicking edit right here, but I'm just going to leave it as keyword group 1. All right. And then you can go in here. What do you use, Facebook and Twitter?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let's see. There's filters, media types. So you can do, this has aggregators, buy, sell, Facebook, forums, Instagram, reviews, videos, YouTube, Twitter, mainstream news, images, forum replies, comments, and blogs. So you can have them all selected, or you can deselect some. So let's say you just wanted to see Facebook and Twitter posts. So you can deselect everything else. It probably would have been easier to do like a batch deselect or something. But you can deselect all those Facebook and Twitter and just leave Facebook and Twitter. And then you can also choose languages. Let's say you only speak English, right? Or maybe you speak multiple languages, but you're only looking for stuff in English. So I could do that. And then regions, maybe I don't really need anything out of Afghanistan. But United States, yeah. So I can scroll down and try to find United States. United Kingdom. Here's United States, and then there's some minor outlying islands, I think it is called. Anyway, so those. So now I'm going to save this. Oh, also I'll put sharing. Where do I want it to go? So you have to add your workspace to it. And so you said your Vision 8, right? 08, Bay Pines. I'll go ahead and add it to your workspace, and then apply. And then I'm going to add another workspace. Let's see, testing, because that's where I'm going to, oh no. Yeah, that's weird. Testing workspace, apply. All right, because I'm going to play with it over there, so I don't mess around in your workspace. But I'm going to save this topic profile. And now I'm going to go over here and go into my testing workspace so I can play around with it. So I got this workspace. It's the testing workspace. And one of the ways that you can use an Engage tab or a topic profile is in the Engage tab. I actually didn't look here to see what kind of results it expects. 0. Apparently nobody's talking about your medical center. Sorry, that's loading. Sometimes it takes a little while before it comes up with an estimated monthly value. But while we're waiting for that, let me go ahead and make a new tab over here so we can play around. I'm going to call it Bay Pines. Baypines. All right, create the tab. All right, so this is an Engage tab, and I'm going to use my topic profile. Let's see, is Bay Pines loaded up yet? Dang, still has nothing. I'm going to click add a column. I click this button right here, and then click topic profile, and I'm going to choose Bay Pines. So let's see if it pulls up anything. Well, there we go, Bay Pines. So now you're seeing that it's pulling in your posts. Unfortunately, here we go. Thank you, Bay Pines. So these are some people that are commenting about Bay Pines. Now, something that I can tell you about, so let's see if I can click on this. Can I click that? Bay Pines. Don't save. One thing that you can do is create a source group. And you don't know what a source group is yet, but I'm about to show you. So I'm going to go back here to where the topic profiles were. And we have Bay Pines, there's your topic profile. And notice it says 0, but it did pull in a couple of posts. So maybe, that number might update to, like 10 or something. I don't know. We'll find out. But one of the things that you can do also is create a source group to go along with your topic profile. So I'm going to have this source group right here. I'm going to call it Bay Pines, Baypines. And as for sharing, I want it to be public so everybody can use it. And what you're doing here is you're entering sources. Sources are like pages or people that you want to add to a group that you either follow or you can exclude. And we're going to exclude it, okay, because we don't want a bunch of Bay Pines VA Medical Center Facebook posts cluttering the feed when we're trying to see posts from other people that are talking about us. Like, I know you probably talk about Bay Pines all the time. You don't necessarily want to see yourself talking about Bay Pines in this feed. So I made that public, and I put your link to your Facebook page into this source group, and then I'm going to save the source group. All right. And now, now I'm kicked back out here. And now I can go into my topic profile and find Bay Pines again. Still says 0. But now below keyword group, you see add or remove a source group. And notice there's a bunch of source groups in here to choose from, but I am going to choose Bay Pines. And so you have a couple different ways that you can use a source group. One of them is to include posts that match your keywords. So maybe you don't want to see every post from this from the account in this source group. Maybe you only want to see posts from these people that match the keywords that you have in your topic profile. If that were the case, like you only want to see posts from CNN when they're talking about Bay Pines VA Medical Center. You don't want like a feed of nothing but CNN posts all day long, right? Then you could say include match, and that will just only show you in that feed that we set up over here. It will only show you posts from CNN that also, like if we use CNN in our source group, it would only show you posts from CNN that match the keywords that you put in there. So another example of that would be if I only wanted to see posts from, Reuters that had to do with coronavirus or something, and I had a coronavirus keyword group, then I could add Reuters to a source group, and then select that source group from in here and say only include those keywords that match my only include keyword matched content. And then you could also choose include all content, in which it would just show you all the Reuters posts, or in this case, since we're choosing the Bay Pines as a source group, it's going to include all Bay Pines posts. But I don't want to do that. I want to exclude because I don't want to clutter my feed of people talking about me with posts of me talking about myself. So I'm going to exclude all Bay Pines content. And then I'm going to click Save. And now that will have updated, that's going to update my topic profile. So it may take a little while, but eventually when I get back here to my Engage tab, it's going to, hopefully if everything works out correctly, it's going to start excluding Bay Pines Medical Center content. Yeah, look at that. So now that's gone. Now it appears you don't have a whole lot of people talking about you, but this is a way that you could narrow down to just people talking about your stuff. And you could do the same with if you wanted a list of people in, I don't know, Idaho who are talking about coronavirus in medical centers, or people in your city that are talking about appointments. You can do the same thing and create a feed of just people talking about that thing. I'm going to make a column with a topic profile that has maybe some more responses. So coronavirus 3 is a topic profile that I created a while back. It has a lot of coronavirus related keywords. And I'll actually show you this topic profile so you can kind of get a feel for how I set it up. So notice it has a estimated monthly value of 2,100, which is a decent amount, I'd say. You don't want millions, but you also don't want like 10, because then it's like, well, I didn't get anything. At least this way you have some, and you can filter it down further from there. Now notice you can have more than one keyword group. Coronavirus, I did it with different spellings and different terms for the same concept. As you know, we some people might spell it corona space virus, and coronavirus is one word, COVID-19 and COVID-19 with no dash. So I did this multiple ways. And you can see, I was looking for ways so I could find people who were talking about various VA programs and benefits and services and whatnot, and coronavirus. So like, how is this impacted by that? How is this veteran healthcare impacted by coronavirus? I excluded RT because they told me to exclude RT in order to make it so that retweets don't show up in my feed. So that's maybe something that you can do if you want to. But you can see veteran home loan. Like, how is my home loan impacted by coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever? Life insurance. How is my life insurance or disability? How's that going to be impacted? So I'm looking for ways to.
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Kanita. Just wanted to ask. So can we pull reports based on these topic profiles?
Oh, yeah.
Like engagement. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted at one point because we still got Skype and then we have WebEx, so it's weird. So
yeah, no, it's fine.
I missed that part. But yeah, this is cool.
I switched over to WebEx because I kind of have a dual purpose for this. I'm also teaching my interns how to use Social Studio, and they are not on the VA network. But recently somebody told me that you can actually do Skype meetings and include external people. So I'm like, oh, man, well, nobody told me that. But anyway, so that's why I was doing WebEx. Also because I like to nerd out with new toys they give me. So they were like, hey, here's the keys to the new WebEx. And I was like, all right, let's try it out. So that was another reason that I did this. But yeah, I'll show you how to kind of do some more analysis related stuff in just a second. But right here, I'm just kind of showing you how I built out a topic profile for an actual purpose. Whereas, I mean, the one I showed you earlier was, for Bay Pines. That's a good purpose, and maybe you can find some better words, better verbiage, or maybe separate Bay and Pines. I don't know. Set it up better so that you actually get more than 2 results. But this is something that actually gets a decent amount of results. And by results, I mean you're going to actually find some content that it pulls in. And this is one of the keywords right here. But I'm going to go back for a second. And note that I have like COVID-19 right here as well, and it's basically the same stuff, veteran and home loan. So I wanted veteran home loan or VA home loan, veteran and disability, and then also includes COVID-19. So you can include and statements inside of here, like it has to include VA and medical center and COVID-19. So that really helps narrow it down and, tune it so that it only includes stuff that you want. Additionally, remember I talked about source groups. Notice I added some source groups in here for exclusion because I don't want tweets from Vet Affairs. I don't want tweets from Secretary Wilkie. I don't want tweets from, I've actually created a topic profile that includes various social administrations, so like VHA, VBA, NCA. So I created a source group so that I could use that to exclude them from my feeds. And then also, social program offices. There's one more, VAMCs and HCSs. So I excluded all these people. And then I don't need to save it because I haven't really changed anything. But now we can go back and take a look at what this pulled in. So you can see Virginia Public Health, Warrior Summit, Motor Pool Talk, VA Home Loan Borrowers during COVID-19, learn how the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act protects borrowers with VA home loans. We're all seeing continued impact of COVID-19 on the economy according to Housing Wire, blah, blah, mortgages backed by the Department of Veterans Affairs are in forbearance. Sorry, by the way, my puppy's home, so you might hear some barking. So you can see, like, if you're really trying to track conversations about a particular topic, you can really tailor this to get just the right stuff. 47th patient at Washington, D.C. VA Medical Center has died of COVID-19. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a concrete example of how you could use this to follow a conversation. But now, since somebody asked the question, can you do reporting on this? Yes, actually you can, and that's where Analyze comes in. So I've actually created some reports in the past, but I'll kind of go through it just to show you here. This is what's called a dashboard. So if you want to create a dashboard, click Create Dashboard, and the basic sort of dashboard is called a social listening summary, and you can create a topic profile on the spot, or you can and by doing that you would have to add a bunch of keywords right here. Or you can select one that you've already created. So in this case, I'm going to select coronavirus 3, and I'm going to click Apply. And so now this is already it's got predefined blocks here that give you kind of visualizations of data, but also, here's your top influencers that are talking about this particular type of content, and I imagine this has to do with specifically follower count. So you can see like who's the top influencers that are talking about this. There's actually a running stream, a feed of all the content related to your topic profile. So if I was to scroll down here, Veterans Affairs says it lacks adequate medical gear for second coronavirus wave. Okay, don't know if that's true or not, but okay. So it's got a nice long feed. Also, so this is a media trend. The Twitter and Facebook, it kind of shows you, where all the conversations are happening. Here's just top keywords, and this is kind of cool because you can see, words that are related to words words that are related to the tweets and Facebook posts that are being pulled into your feed. And sometimes you'll find stuff that are like, like you didn't understand or you didn't expect it to show up there, like gear. I wonder why gear is showing up. That wasn't one of my keywords. So why is gear highlighted as a top word? Well, then notice you can drill down to the actual content that had that keyword in it. The VA's healthcare system currently has about a 30-day supply of protective gear on hand, but would need a supply of backstop of at least 60 days or possibly 6 months. All right, so that's why you're seeing gear, because people are talking about what gear we have on hand for a second wave. So, and you can do that with basically all this other stuff as well. Let's see, Wave, well, we know why that's there. PDF, don't know why that's there. Pandemic nurses, we know about, gerontologists. Maybe you're interested in gerontologists. Gerontologists. Dispatched nurses and gerontologists around the country in response to COVID-19. About the care described as top-notch. Okay, well, maybe that's a good story or not. I haven't read it, but you get the idea. You can really drill down to what is going on here and find out why people are talking about these particular topics. Obviously, countries, I narrowed this down to the United States, so you're only going to see one, and I also narrowed this down to only English. If you didn't narrow it down, then you would probably have more in your feed here, and then you'd have other languages over here. Keyword groups, because I have more than one keyword group, it kind of it does a breakdown of, which keyword groups got the most results here. And notice, so this is COVID-19 with no dash. This is COVID-19 with a dash, and then this is coronavirus, all one word. And then this right here is corona space virus. So I didn't know back when I created this topic profile how people were going to be spelling this on social media. So it turns out mostly COVID-19. So, I mean, technically, if you wanted to get fewer results, you could just narrow it down to this. But it's fine. People are going to say what they want to say. Mostly positive. This is sentiment. This is the trend of sentiment over time. And then, so that's that. That's how you can create more of a report based on a topic profile and source groups. Another thing that you can do, so we created another one here. You can create something called a workbench. So I'll try to create a workbench and see if I can create it based on my topic profile that I made. So I now have this screen and it's blank. You got to add a data set to it. And in this data set, I'm going to use a topic profile. And I think it goes without saying that I'm going to use coronavirus 3. So it does this little thing. It's going to crunch the numbers. Let's get started. Click anywhere on the data set on the left to view all the segmentation options that allow you to explore and analyze your data. And again, sorry about the puppy. She just got spayed, so she literally just came home from the vet. But so I've clicked on this box, and now it gives me ways to drill down. You can drill down by assignment, which is kind of not really what we're dealing with right now. Author labels, demographics, if you want to see how old are the people that are talking about this topic. You do that, and it allows you to find out. Mostly 65 plus, which is interesting actually. But notice it says 5 out of 6, and this is 1 out of 6. I imagine that has to do with the fact that it does Twitter and Facebook. They don't know exactly how old everybody is, because out of 328 posts, it says only 6. It only knows how old 6 of them are, but I mean, it gives you an idea. So say I wanted to find out keyword groups. No. Media types, post label, sentiment, share of voice, sources. Let's try sources. All right, mostly Facebook, and then Twitter, Matt Murph. So let's say I wanted to see a feed of everything from Matt Murphy, sorry. This is what Matt Murphy's talking about. All right, and you can do that with basically anyone. You can just dive into their feed and see what they're saying as it relates to your topic profile. And then let's see, there's other things you can do. Hashtags, like what hashtags are being used. So we have hashtag COVID-19, hashtag veterans, hashtag coronavirus, hashtag VA. So I mean, you get the idea. You can kind of get a feel for what hashtags people are associating with content related to your topic profile. And let's see down here. top words, username, volume trend. There's also the images. Where's the images? If you wanted to see pictures related to it, this gives you kind of a pictures feed. So if you're looking for photos that people are using, you could do that. So anyway, this is more of like a free form, like you kind of build it out the way you want, rather than having a predefined set of blocks. You get to take this data and build it out however you like. You can also kind of expand it. So we got 7 days. You can bump it out to 30 days, and it has to go crunch some numbers, and then it'll come back and tell you, hey, this is how many. This is out of 2,129 posts in the past 30 days on this topic, and then you come up here and start getting the actual metrics. So it looks like if you include the entire month, which is probably a better data set, looks like most of the people talking about this are 45 to 54, but the next age group is 65 plus. So this is probably a better, statistical breakdown when you add more data. And then you can see Facebook.com. Again, MattMurph24, since we talked about this. So you get the idea. And then you can build it out like this. But one last thing I want to show you guys as it pertains to topic profiles is that you can create reports. So if you click here to create a report, you can do a post report on a topic profile or a real-time post report. I've never really done this. You can do a dashboard report as well. So let me try this one, post report on the topic profile. And I'm going to do coronavirus, and I'll create the report. So notice it's based on this data set, coronavirus 3. And it's got basically a list of all the posts. So there's that. That's a sample of post content, but this is the report right here. And what you can do is you can add filters, you can change the date range, pick a format, and you can set a schedule. You can also choose email addresses that you want this to be sent to. You say how frequently, once, daily, weekly, monthly. You can add filters to it if you want. And then there's somewhere in here where you can choose who it goes to. I don't know why I'm not seeing that right now. Oh, choose run now. Send report to. And you could choose whoever you want. So if I wanted to send it to Jim, I could choose Jim. And the support will now go to Jim. And then, like I said, you choose the frequency and things like that. You can also do, this is more of a post report. Let's see, what did I call this new workbench? Darn it. Coronavirus 3. So let me see if I can name this new workbench coronavirus. Coronavirus 3. Enter. So you guys have been using meltwater for this kind of stuff. All right, let's see if I can make a report based on that workbench that I did. Or, no, it doesn't do workbenches. But I can do a dashboard report, apparently. So let's try a dashboard report. Coronavirus 3 as a topic profile, create report. So here's an example of what it's going to look like. It's going to have the feed, influencers, post volume. It's going to have all that stuff that was on the dashboard. You can add more stuff to it if you want. You can probably delete stuff from it. You can move things around inside the report. And then you can, like I did before, you can choose some filters. You can choose who it goes to, and frequency and things of that sort. So, yeah, set a schedule. Once, daily, weekly, monthly, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's how you can use topic profiles to set up reports and things of that sort. One thing that I try to when I'm showing people the Engage tab, one thing that I try to show them is how they can actually use the they can use a topic profile with associated source group in order to do half of the social content of the day. So I'll show you, if you click Add Column and go to Topic Profile and look for DME and Sec Wilkie Twitter, and click Apply. Notice here's all the Veterans Affairs stuff, but here is stuff from the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. So this has actually got an author label. Something cool you can do with that is if you click right here, let's say I want to filter, and I want to go down here and choose an author label to filter by. What if I just type in Sec VA? Okay, apply. And now I'm narrowed down to only posts from Secretary Wilkie. And if you'll note, you might recognize this particular post. I believe this was the social content of the day, maybe yesterday. But you can see some people inside of Social Studio have been just, they have an Engage tab just like I have right here. And they've actually gone in here and just retweeted from directly in here. So I can just click this button and retweet it from inside of Social Studio instead of having to log on to Twitter in order to do that. That's up to you if you want to. Notice we've got the same people. They've been doing it every time, just about, you know. So it just makes it easier for you. I believe we do it that way as well on our team. But you can see inside of Social Studio who's doing that. Yeah, go ahead.
Regina here. Is this a way that we can have the shared content populate so we can pull it each day for the of the day and not have to go right to Facebook, share Twitter, and reach that way?
This, unfortunately, it doesn't work for Facebook. I've tried. Maybe they fixed it in the past, but look, so we got DME, Facebook, right? You would think DME is my team, and that's the main Department of Veterans Affairs Facebook page. And it would be great if you could just see the posts from DME. Maybe I could set up a source group. I don't know, but I just haven't found a way to actually use it for Facebook. But this definitely works out for Twitter. So I don't know if that.
Just to make sure I understand, there's a way to go in and once we each morning when Adam sends out the shared content, we can just pull it right off what we see in Social Studio from our shared content. And okay,
yep.
You're right.
Well, no. Hold on. He's not going to put it in shared content. It will show up in this feed. So if you want to go, this is your Engage tab. If you click Add Column and Topic Profile, and you find DME and Sec Wilkie Twitter, apply. That's this. Exactly. And you will see the post, whatever it was, from Secretary Wilkie, and you can retweet it from here. So this is, this was that's not the one, but you get the idea. You'll find all Secretary Wilkie's tweets. Here it is, right here. And you can just go in here. It'll be in your feed already. You just retweet it. But it doesn't work for Facebook. I wish it did, but it doesn't.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Anybody else have questions?
Regina, again, I have another question. Can you give us a heads up on what the subject of training is going to be each week, say by Monday, so that we can engage our members? Yeah, if they're available on Wednesday and it's something we all can benefit from, what I usually do is take notes and bring them back there. If it's something that I feel can staff. But if it's something we should be tuning into when it comes to greater understanding, or something that provides for a more collective understanding of how to use social studio, I'll say, hey, you really need to tune into this one. Otherwise, if it's something that gets way into the weeds, like a lot of this, then I'll take notes and say, hey, this is a great way to now consolidate certain things on analytics or whatever.
Okay, so you're saying, is there a way to come up with the topic of the Social Studio office hours for the week before we get started?
Yep.
Let's see. Hold on a second. I have not been doing that in the past, but one thing that I have been doing is in our Microsoft team, if you look at Social Studio office hours, if it'll load, I've actually been uploading them here, so that because I'm recording this, and so after I get done recording, I'll upload them to Microsoft Stream, and you can hop in our Microsoft team, which is called Social Studio, which actually let me put a link to that in the chat real quick. Get link to team, copy. I'll put this in chat so you guys can grab it. But this is a team where we've been adding a lot of stuff in here. So Vision training, this is for training events that we've been doing for various Visions. You can go in here and watch all sorts of videos. I've been recording them and putting them up here. Also, I've been doing short videos about how to do specific things. I have a lot more coming on that. And then if this wiki, it was working earlier. I've set up Workspaces training, and I'm going to start doing scheduling training as well as Engage Tab training. So I'm setting up like short, these are all like no more than 6-minute videos to how to do various things inside of Social Studio. So if you want to like chat with me here in general and maybe ask, but usually what I've been doing with Social Studio office hours is either I let people come with questions, or I will just kind of give a complete walkthrough of Social Studio if nobody has any questions, but I'll think about it. I don't know how I would message everybody to tell them what the topic was, because I haven't really been doing that lately. Maybe if I can put it out in Microsoft Teams and you can see if it's a topic you want to tell people to join. We've got about 10 minutes left. Anybody else have any questions?
Hey, Dom, I have a question, Carla.
Sure.
So when you're on the Engage page and you have all the boards up that you post, and there's a column, what determines whether or not something is positive, positively neutral, or negative? Because I had something up there that had a lot of positive feedback, but somehow the algorithm made it as negative, which I just don't agree. But I saw that you can go in and change it.
So there's something called sentiment analysis. And there's the sentiment model. Most people actually don't have access to this, as far as I know. But heavy machine gun fire, generating nauseous and bloody. So this is kind of telling you how it determines what is positive and what is negative. So yeah, that's where this is coming from. And if I'm not mistaken, inside of your Engage tab, you have the ability to provide feedback on this. So if it says negative, which one am I looking at here? Inspecting education to students. This doesn't look negative, but maybe it's like drone. That seems negative. And pandemic's got the word negative, but it's talking about bringing education to people during the pandemic. So that's not negative. So maybe you could select this and go back to positive. Tell us what posts like this should be positive. Okay, and then you can put some feedback in here if you want and submit the adjustment. I'm not sure if everybody has access to do that, but anyway, that's one option that you might have in order to help teach it what is positive and what is negative.
Okay, so it's based on the wording in the post, not necessarily the engagement from people that comment or like your post.
Yeah, it's mostly based on what it believes to be the sentiment of the text within the post.
Because like you see some of the posts that are provided from Hires VA are popping up as negative.
Yeah, that's just computers. They're like, oh, it says pandemic, that's negative. Nobody wants to hear about a pandemic. So, understandable, but incorrect in this case. So you'll find it does that a lot. It just assumes that it's negative. And like I said, you could try to submit an adjustment for that. Say, hey, no, this is actually a positive post. Maybe submit some comments as to why you think that. But so in order to do that, like I said, you click on the post itself and then scroll down to where it shows the sentiment, and then you can change it right there. What else? We got 7 minutes. Have you guys tried any other reporting here inside your Publish tab? Like I show people this just about every time, but if you really want to, you can hop into this performance section right here, and you can start creating reports from here. Go down to like your Facebook page, and then you can filter down by various labels. So you click Show Filters, choose your date range if you have one, and then throw in a label. Hashtag Better Another Day. That's one that we use a lot. And now it's going to narrow it down to all the posts that have Better Another Day. See Better Another Day. And you can actually export this as an Excel file. It's actually a CSV file, but it opens up in Excel. Eventually it opens up in Excel. Oh, it opens in the wrong window in Excel. So if you ran a campaign or something, you could actually, as long as you're adding labels to all of your posts that are applicable to the topic of the content in the post, then when you want to do some reporting, like Women's History Month, for example, or week, or I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. If you had a particular campaign going, make sure you add labels for that campaign to every single post. That way, after the campaign, you can run a quick engagement report. And, it took me like all of, 30 seconds to whip up this report. And then I'll just do equals sum, enter, copy, paste. Boom. I got all my engagement metrics for my campaign, my Veteran of the Day campaign. But, yeah, that's a way that you can use labels on your posts. You guys know what labels on posts are in Social Studio? I guess the better question would be, does anybody not know how to put labels on your posts in Social Studio?
I don't.
All right, quick. I'll do that real quick. This is the Department of Veterans Affairs main calendar. So say I'm in a post here, and let's see. I don't know what this one's about, but let's find out. It's a Facebook post. This one's about providing high-quality, respectful care to veterans with LGBT and related identities as well as their families. June is lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, LGBT Pride Month. All right, so you want to, they didn't have any labels making me look bad over here. All right, well, I can add one after the fact. Let's see if I can, I'll just update it. So here's a perfect example where I really got to talk to my team about this. because this is a perfect opportunity to add a label so that maybe if somebody wanted to report based on all of our LGBT Pride Month related content, we could easily provide one, LGBT, right? Say we got one right here. It's already got a label. So you add a label to your post, and now if I want to go into this little performance thing, I can go into Facebook and type in my filters, show filters, LGBT. Select it, apply the filter. Boom, I have one post already. So that way at the end of the month, if every single post that I do has that label LGBT on it, then I can give somebody a report at the end of the month saying, hey, this is how our content did for the Pride Month campaign or something. So that was one example, but I'll show you in another workspace how to actually create a post and add a label to it. So this is my testing workspace. I use this so that, you know, if I screw something up, it doesn't go on anybody's actual Facebook page or Twitter page. But I'll try Facebook first. And you choose your Facebook page. This is important content. Boom. Let's see, upload an image. It's my new puppy. This is very important. So if anybody wants a puppy, we're fostering this one. But here's where you put a label.
It's adorable.
Yes, so cute. She just got back from getting spayed. She's not happy right now, but she's very cute. But let's say, all right, here's a label. What's this post about? It's about puppies. So I'm going to put P-U-P-P-I-E-S. Puppies. So now it's a label about puppies. And if I wanted to run a report based on the puppy campaign, this one now officially has a label of puppies, and I can get some engagement metrics for it. So I'm just going to save this as a draft because obviously I'm not going to publish this. But that's how you add a label. This is my drafts folder. I'll go back to the calendar. Let's say, you know, where was that post? Is it this is important. Now you can see here's the puppy post, and it's got the label puppies. If you want to add more, you can click right in here, service dog maybe, service dog. This is not really a service dog, but you get the idea. And you can just add all the labels. And I try to tell people, try to make it a habit. Every time you make a post inside of Social Studio, add a label, because you never know when you might want to go back and find that post, and it makes it very helpful if you add that label to it. Especially like if you go over here to Veterans Affairs, right? Our calendar is just jam-packed. So much stuff on here, it's ridiculous. And so if I wanted to go back and find that LGBT Pride Month post that we did, I could either look for it all through the calendar, post by post, or I can just select this little filter right here and boom, I found it. It took me all of like 4 seconds. So that's one reason, but the other reason is obviously, as I showed you earlier, you can actually run reports based on these labels. So anyway, I think we're at 4 on the dot on my clock. So I think that's it for today. Like I said, please join the Microsoft team that we set up. I'm going to be uploading this video over there. Invite your whole team to join the Microsoft team. Make sure you grab that link before you hop out of here and send it off to your team. I've been posting lots of stuff, especially this wiki. I'm really building this out to provide training for VA employees. I got lots of office hours and also viz and training videos. So feel free to utilize those for yourself or your team. And if you have questions, maybe if there's a topic you want me to go over next time, send it to me ahead of time, and maybe I'll do that specifically for your team since nobody else is asking specific questions. But you can hop in the general channel and say, hey, can you cover this during office hours? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? But anyway, so that's a wrap, folks. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you next week.